Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Eats again. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Hey, you know, it's almost October. Today is the last day of summer, so that means the garden is popping. It's tomato season. It's time to start canning some of them tomatoes for the winter coming up. I did a whole bunch of salsa and some other things for myself, my mom. I just love doing that kind of stuff. I kind of grew up doing it, and I like to pass on the tradition to my kids. So today I'm gonna do some pasta sauce. I haven't done that too many times. I did a trial run yesterday to see how I liked it. Turned out pretty good, so I think I'm gonna do a video of some pasta sauce. If you want to see how I do it, stick with me. I'll show you how it's done. To start off, you wash off your tomatoes. I got a whole sink full right here. I mean, I'm gonna fill this sink plumb full of boiling water, and I'm gonna blanch these tomatoes. Now you gotta be kind of careful because you don't want to burn yourself, and it can happen. So I just pour them in just like this. Now you got a lot of tomatoes that aren't all the way in there. I just take my spoon and I try to, I got a lot of tomatoes in there. I try to push them down, let them get scalded real good. Okay, so I think I got the blanch on these pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and start running my cold water in them. Like I said, all I do is turn the cold water on and let it flow over. Then I can actually stand to touch them because that water is really hot. Alright, so to start blanching these tomatoes and getting the skins off, what I like to do is I put on some rubber gloves. This is really simple. I'll just take this top one right here. You can see that the skin's loose on it already, but with this rubber glove it peels right off. I mean, just simple like this. Okay, and then what I do is take this bowl to throw all my skins into it, because you throw them away. Those are no good no more. That's kind of the reason why you take them off, because you don't want them. So do that, and then what I do, I take my little paring knife and I cut out the middle, about like that. So they look like that. Throw it in there. You do all of them this way. Okay, so I got all my tomatoes blanched. As you can see, I have a lot of tomatoes in this pot. It is chock full, overflowing. I'm hoping that this is going to do about, honestly you'd think it would do more, but I think it's going to do about 6 pints and 1 quart of pasta sauce. Put a bunch of them in here, and then I'm going to put them in the blender. Okay, so I'll bring you over to my blender. I got a Ninja. I got the Ninja here. Love my Ninja. I'm just going to pour them in. Get it all the way up there. That should be pretty good. And then stick the lid on it. And the power is on. And blend. And then you pour it in your big stock pot over here. So I'm going to put this back, and then I will pour it back into my alternate bowl, which is this. Eventually I'm going to put them all back into this pot, but I don't have enough room. I got to do both, so I'm going to pour it in here. It's pretty simple stuff. Okay, so now to remove some of the seeds from the sauce, I'm just going to pour it into this colander and separate the light juice, the real runny stuff, and the seeds will stay inside this colander, or strainer I think is what it's really called. So there's my thing full. Then you take your rubber spatula and you just kind of go like this to the side, and you let that thicker juice sift through the strainer. Okay, it's really not hard, a little time consuming because it'll get clogged up. You got to keep moving it around like this to get it to go through the strainer. This is just one blender full. And look, it's like full, way up to here. So it's a big deal to get that removed. So you discard this, and then I'm gonna dump this into this red pot, and then keep repeating the process. All right, so I got it all strained out, blended. I got all the seeds out of it. And what I use, I know some people call me a cheater, but I use this Mrs. Wedges. It is really good stuff. Pasta sauce, tomato mix. It's really easy. Everything's inside. All you gotta do is add a 1/4 cup of sugar to each packet you put in. And in this particular batch, I think I'm gonna use 3 packets of this. So I need 3/4 of a cup of sugar and then 3 of these packets. You let it boil, and if you want it thicker, you just keep boiling it until it cooks some of that liquid out of there. That's up to you, depending on how you like your pasta sauce. So, if you guys notice, there's a lot of white bubbles forming at the very top of this. What I like to do is I like to skim that off, scoop all that out and discard it, all that bubble. You might call me crazy, but someone told me that that is the acid in the tomatoes cooking out. Maybe not all of it, but you know, a pretty good bit of it is what causes heartburn to a lot of people. So I'm going to skim a lot of that off. As you can see, I got all that foam, or most of that foam, off the top. It's getting pretty warm. I think I'm okay to go ahead and add my packets of sauce, my seasonings and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of them in. We're going to get it going and start mixing it up. It doesn't necessarily have to come to a boil before you put this in. I just like to get it hot and going, see? So you just pour this in. I'm going to do 3 packets. Okay, so I had 3 packets. I'm going to fill this 3 times. It'll be 3/4 of a cup. This is a 1/4 cup bowl here to measure it out. There you go. Okay, so now you just mix it up and let it cook. Like I said, depending on how thick you want your pasta sauce is how long you cook it for. So if you want it thicker, you cook it longer. These are pint jars. I'm going to do the big ones in the quart jars for me. So what I do is I get them warm, get the jars warm. It's a little bit less shock factor that way. Then I take my lids with my rings. I take my lids and I put them in the hot water as well. The reason for that is you want to get this wax build up a little bit soft. That way when you put it on the jar, it seals better and it makes for a better seal. Okay, so I'm going to take a jar out, I'm going to line them up right here. They are pretty hot. Okay, so now I got this little tool. This thing works wonders. You just put this right into the jar like that. And then what I do is I take this and I scoop it. And pour it right in the jar. Don't want to overfill it. You gotta be kind of careful with that. It's easy to do with these little jars. One more for Mom. The rest is going to be in my bigger pots, bigger jars. Okay, so that's all 6 of those for her. Now what I do, put this to the side, grab a paper towel, which I should have had already. What I do is I clean the lids, or the rims of each jar. That way there's no excess sauce on there or liquid. Okay, and then you take your lid out of the hot water. I set them on there to kind of blot some of the water off them. What I do is I take a lid, set it on there, tighten your ring. Do that on all 6 of those. Okay, so set these aside, and then I'm going to warm up my bigger jars and jar up the bigger jars. So then we can put it all in the oven. Alright, I'm just going to predict that I have enough sauce for about 5 more jars, I think. So don't hold me to that. It's just an educated guess, I believe. So I got my jars warmed up again. My lids are in the hot water as well. And then back to the same process. Time to put them in the jars. Shut the heat off of there. Just about like so. Be just about right. Couldn't play that any more better. If more better is a word. There it is. Okay, so I got that done. Now we take the lids out. Now, while this process is going, you can preheat your oven for 250 degrees, and then when it's ready, I put all these on this cookie sheet and I put it in the oven for 20 minutes at 250 degrees. After the 20 minutes, I shut the heat off and I open the door like so. I let them cool on their own. That's what I did. I just put them on here like this, and then like I said, you pop them in the oven for about 20 minutes and they'll seal. They'll be good to go. Okay, so our 20-minute wait process is over. They have been in the oven for 20 minutes at 250 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and shut my oven off. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the door open like so. I'm going to let it cool on its own right inside the oven just like that. Now, in a half an hour or so, if I kept the video going, you'll hear them pop or ting, however you want to call it. And when that does that, you know that it's made a good seal. Alright, so there we have it. Canning 101, I guess. So, I hope you like what I've done. That's how I can my pasta sauce. I do the same process for my salsa, my whole tomatoes. Basically anything I can, I do the process the same. Depending on what I'm putting in the jar is kind of how I change things. So I hope you like what I've done. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them on there. Make a comment. Give me a thumbs up, a like. Hit your notifications. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. You guys are great. I'm going to keep on making some videos and we're going to keep on rolling. So on that note, I'm Jimmy Eats. And well, I didn't really make anything to eat, so I'm not going to eat right now, but that's what I do, guys. I eat. Thank you very much. Have a great day.